Chosen one, stop scrolling your device right now. I need you to drop whatever you are holding because fate literally forced me to record this message for you tonight. Do not look away from this bright screen. This is not a random coincidence pushed by an algorithm. You are watching this alone for a very specific reason. And if you leave this page now, you will completely miss the final warning that heaven is trying to send you. I know you were about to give up today. You have been carrying a crushing weight on your shoulders for months. You feel completely drained of all your vital life force. The heavy exhaustion is not just physical for you anymore. It has seeped deep into the core of your spirit. You wake up every single morning feeling like you are fighting a losing battle while the rest of the world moves on. And no one around you understands the silent war you are fighting. They see you smiling and functioning in daily life, but inside your soul you are quietly bleeding out energy. You have prayed in the dark until your voice broke. You have meditated and tried to manifest a clear way out, but the sky has remained completely silent, and it feels like heaven has intentionally turned its back on your desperate cries for help. You sit alone in the dark, wondering what you did wrong. You wonder why the universe is punishing you so severely. You must stop blaming yourself for this situation tonight. You have done absolutely nothing wrong to deserve this pain. The agony you are experiencing is not a punishment for past mistakes. It is a deliberate and highly coordinated spiritual attack. The darkness is throwing everything it has at you because your biggest breakthrough is literally standing right at your front door. They are absolutely terrified of the hidden power you hold inside your spirit. They want you to close this video right now. They want you to swipe away and stay trapped in this endless cycle of despair. If you stay here, you will discover the exact mechanism they used to block blessings. You are a powerful, chosen one, meant for greatness. You were designed from birth to walk the earth in absolute spiritual authority. But something critical was stolen from your mind a long time ago, before you even had the awareness to protect your own sacred energy. Listen closely to the sound of my voice. Take one slow and deep breath into your lungs right now. Let the fresh air fill your tired chest completely. Notice how your heart has been racing for no logical reason at all today. That is your sharp spiritual intuition screaming at you to pay close attention right now. Your soul knows that this is the exact moment everything changes for your future, and you cannot afford to look away. You have always felt fundamentally different from the crowd. Even as a young child, you could easily sense things before they actually happened. You could read the shifting energy in a room the second you walked inside, but the loud world repeatedly told you to be quiet and stop being so sensitive. They aggressively forced you into a tiny box that was way too small for your massive spirit to ever grow. And slowly that brilliant light inside your heart started to fade away. This painful cycle of spiritual suppression officially ends tonight. You did not click on this specific video by mere accident. Your guides dragged you here because the long waiting season is officially over. The universe is finally drawing a very hard and permanent line in the sand. But you must be willing to stay focused and receive the full transmission without looking away for even a single second. If you leave early, you will walk right back into the hands of the enemy. You are simply blocked by an invisible wall. Before we go any further, I want to hold something important in front of you. It is something that was discovered not inside a church or a local spiritual community. It was discovered inside a highly restricted and heavily guarded modern research laboratory. This incredible breakthrough won the highest scientific recognition available, but most chosen ones have never been told about its existence. The gatekeepers have intentionally kept you in the dark. The elite forces of this world want to keep this secret permanently hidden, because it easily explains something I know you have felt deep in your weary bones. It perfectly explains the agonizing gap between the person you know yourself to be and the exhausted version of you that currently exists. You absolutely know you have massive, untapped potential hidden inside. You see bright flashes of sheer genius, but they disappear as quickly as they come. I will show you exactly what those brilliant researchers actually found. I will tell you the exact name of this massive discovery later in this message. But we cannot rush toward that profound revelation just yet. First, I need you to understand the sheer magnitude of what was taken from you. I need you to clearly see how the modern system was rigidly rigged against your energy from the very first day. So please hold this critical question in your racing mind as we continue forward. What if the gap between your daily struggle and your blessing is not a flaw? What if the block has a scientific name that no one ever told you about? Do not take your tired eyes off this glowing screen. The hidden truth is going to completely shake the very foundation of your current reality. And the physical key to finally unlocking your trapped frequency is coming very soon as we begin the great unraveling right now. Listen to me carefully right now. I need to describe exactly what you have been feeling physically inside your body. You wake up exhausted even after a full night of deep sleep. Your chest feels tight. The weight is entirely real. And every time you try to push through the long day and pretend everything is fine, the heavy exhaustion drags you right back down. Your precious energy is constantly draining away before noon. You have always been the one who endlessly gives. You are the designated listener and the quiet healer for everyone else around you. You pour your heart out. You fix their problems. But when you finally need a tiny bit of emotional support, the entire room goes completely silent and empty. People gladly take your brilliant light, but they never stick around to help you shine. This extreme isolation is a physical ache. You frequently find yourself staring at the dark ceiling at 3 in the morning. Your tired mind is racing, your heart is pounding. You are desperately trying to figure out where you took a wrong turn in this life. You have read the spiritual books, and you have practiced the positive affirmations daily. But despite all of your sincere spiritual efforts, nothing seems to permanently shift the thick fog surrounding your existence. I need you to hear this absolute truth. Stop blaming yourself for the frustrating delays and the painful setbacks. You did not magically manifest this heavy darkness because your vibration was supposedly too low. You did not fail. You are not broken. The brutal rejection you faced over the years was not a true reflection of your personal worth or your spiritual dedication. You are simply a highly sensitive soul navigating a profoundly sick world. The toxic people who drained you were not drawn to your perceived weakness. They were dangerously attracted to your immense spiritual power because they had absolutely none of their own. You did not break under their heavy emotional manipulation. While they tried to destroy your spirit, you actually survived a rigorous boot camp designed to test your ultimate endurance. Drop the heavy guilt right now. Take a deep breath and let the false shame completely leave your physical body. You have been fighting a massive, invisible war with zero physical armor for years, and the simple fact that you are still standing here listening to this message is absolute proof of your strength. Hit subscribe right now to establish a divine energy receiving station. Mere survival is no longer your final destination. There is a much deeper layer to your extreme mental exhaustion. Here is exactly what the mainstream spiritual community never told you about your daily struggles. The real reason the universe seems to easily respond to certain people and not others is not faith. It is not rigid discipline. It is not karma. It is actually a very specific biological frequency operating silently inside your brain. Scientists have a highly specific name for this hidden frequency. They call it the gamma brainwave. And it is the exact neurological state your brain was running naturally when you were just a young child. Back then, brilliant ideas came to you effortlessly. Learning was easy. The world made sense. You somehow knew things before they actually happened in the physical world without even trying to guess. As a young child, the entire world felt like it was completely on your side. You experienced daily synchronicities and deep, magical connections with nature. Your raw intuition was sharp. Your faith was unbreakable. That was your natural chosen state, operating at maximum spiritual capacity before the noisy world interfered. But then, harsh adulthood suddenly arrived, and everything drastically changed for your energy. The modern world deliberately went to work on your bright mind. The constant chronic stress and the endless glowing screens deeply damaged your inner peace. The rigid school systems aggressively trained you to quietly conform instead of confidently create. You were pushed down. You were forced into a heavy survival routine that slowly crushed your vibrant spirit day after day. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed further. The noisy world pushed your divine genius deeper and deeper below the surface, until the beautiful version of you, with photographic memory and lightning intuition, went completely silent. The powerful version of you simply disappeared. And when your natural gamma frequency faded away, your profound spiritual connection faded right along with it, leaving you entirely in the dark. That is exactly why you feel so incredibly stuck and lost right now. It is exactly why your powerful synchronicities suddenly stopped appearing in your daily life. Your divine receiver was systematically jammed by the chaotic noise of the modern matrix. Most ordinary people will happily live their entire lives without ever knowing this tragic suppression happened to them. But you are far from ordinary. You are a chosen one waking up from a very long, forced slumber. And the critical question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago still remains. The question about a painful gap and a hidden scientific name. I promised you that the exact answer is much closer than you think. But before we uncover the final physical solution, we must confront the shadows of your past. You have looked back at your past and wondered why it had to be so incredibly hard. You replay the brutal betrayals in your mind. The deep wounds still ache. And you honestly wonder why you had to face so many selfish people while others had an easy path. But I need you to see the absolute truth about your painful history today. The intense pain was never a random punishment. Your painful past was a highly specialized training ground. Heaven had to completely break down your old vulnerable boundaries. They needed to rebuild you into an unbreakable vessel of pure light. The crushing isolation you felt was not a cruel sign of abandonment. It was actually divine isolation. The universe deliberately separated you to protect your delicate frequency. Look closely at the people who maliciously broke your gentle trust. Those loud and shallow narcissists are totally hollow inside. They desperately crave constant attention because they cannot generate their own spiritual light. They wander through life completely empty, and they were instantly drawn to your glowing spirit because you carry the exact divine spark they severely lack. The toxic narcissists did not target you because you were weak. They targeted you because you were a massive threat to their dark illusions. They violently hated the blinding light that you effortlessly carried inside your pure soul. They wanted to steal your natural blessings and leave you entirely drained. But the watching universe was tracking their every single greedy move. They thought their cruel betrayal would permanently destroy you. They laughed while you cried alone in the total darkness. They honestly believed your silence was a clear sign of pathetic weakness. But they severely underestimated the profound strength of a chosen one. You did not simply break under their heavy pressure. You evolved into something completely untouchable. The intense crucible of pain slowly forged you into a weapon of light. You are the one who survived the storm alone. And the profound silence after the storm hits completely different when you finally realize you were the storm all along. Your quiet presence now carries the massive weight of true authority. Your pure energy demands total respect without a single word spoken. Your previous empathy was soft and easily manipulated by greedy hands. You constantly apologized for simply existing and taking up space. But you are no longer that fragile victim begging to be understood. You have officially become the empath with boundaries of steel. You recognize manipulative patterns instantly, and you cut toxic cords without any hesitation or regret today. This is exactly why your deep healing process took so much extra time. You were never just healing your own broken heart. You are the ultimate cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. You are actively clearing the generational trauma that your ancestors blindly passed down for centuries. The heavy curse of your family lineage permanently stops, right here, with your brave soul. The universe delayed your earthly rewards because of this massive cleanup. God was not denying your desperate prayers at all. The universe was simply delaying the delivery to clear out the toxic rooms you were not ready to enter. If the massive blessing had arrived while you were still weak, the narcissists would have stolen every single drop of your precious divine inheritance. But now, your rigorous spiritual training is officially complete. The toxic people have been totally removed from your current timeline. You are standing in the clear light of your newly awakened awareness. You clearly understand the profound difference between the shallow crowd and your rare soul. They will remain trapped in their petty drama while you rise above the clouds. Do not ever feel guilty for leaving them far behind you. You owe absolutely nothing to the people who consistently chose to misunderstand you. Their panicked reaction to your new boundaries is not your problem to solve. They are simply terrified because they can no longer manipulate what they cannot access. Your high energy is now securely locked inside a divine frequency vault. Take a slow breath and let the powerful validation wash over your mind. Every single tear you cried was quietly collected and counted. Every long moment of deep isolation was building your spiritual immunity. You have successfully passed the hardest test in the physical realm, and now the heavy veil of confusion is finally lifting to reveal the glorious path right in front of you. You are perfectly positioned to claim your massive reward. The deep gap between your current reality and your ultimate destiny is closing fast. But we must uncover the invisible mechanism that blocked your final step. I promise to reveal the scientific reason your intuition was hijacked. Pay close attention to this next part, because it will make sense of your entire past year. Now I need you to expand your vision and look at the bigger picture. You have always known that you carry a massive destiny inside you. You can literally feel the heavy weight of greatness in your chest, but your physical reality has not matched your spiritual capacity. The frustrating gap between your power and your daily life is not an illusion. It is a very real blockage. Your massive blessings are not lost or given to someone else. They are simply hovering right above your current physical timeline. They are waiting for your internal frequency to perfectly match their vibration. The universe operates strictly on the universal law of resonance. It cannot deliver a high-level blessing to a mind that is constantly trapped in survival mode. This is where the grand illusion of your struggle finally shatters. The dark forces did not need to steal your actual blessings to defeat you. They only needed to lower your operating frequency so you could never reach them. They aggressively pushed you into the panic of survival mode, and when you are stressed, you cannot receive the quiet whispers of divine guidance. You tried to think your way out of this heavy spiritual trap. You read the books and recited the daily affirmations to raise your vibration, but trying to force a positive mindset on a hijacked nervous system is exhausting. It feels like driving a fast car with the emergency brake completely pulled up. You are burning massive amounts of fuel, but moving nowhere. Do not let this realization make you feel weak or defeated today. Understanding this hidden mechanism is your ultimate liberation. The block is not a permanent flaw in your beautiful soul. It is simply a temporary interference in your biological receiver, and recognizing this specific interference is the very first step to totally dismantling it forever. You are waking up right now. You are a powerful master of reality, slowly remembering your true name. You were never meant to scrape the bottom for mere scraps. You are the royal heir to a massive generational wealth transfer. The brilliant light you carry was assigned to shift the atmosphere of any room. Your quiet presence alone alters the timeline of everyone around you without a single spoken word. Feel the immense truth of your royal identity settling into your bones. The heavy chains of self-doubt are falling off your tired mind right now. You are no longer the exhausted empath, begging for tiny crumbs of basic respect. You are stepping into your era of quiet authority and absolute divine power. Your high energy demands respect without you having to ask for it. The universe needs a clear physical signal from you right now. It needs to know that you are finally ready to claim this massive alignment. Type 111 down in the comments below to firmly anchor this reality. Let that simple physical action be the final seal on your old victim mindset. You are boldly declaring to the watching spiritual realm that your frequency is officially shifting. As you claim this new timeline, you will notice an immediate change. The heavy fog in your mind will start to mysteriously lift away. The heavy burdens you carried for other people will simply slide off your shoulders. You will begin to see the world through the clear eyes of an awakened master. The invisible blocks that held you back for years are crumbling into absolute dust right now. But I have to warn you about a very dangerous obstacle approaching. There is a fatal trap waiting right at the edge of your glorious breakthrough. The dark forces know you are breaking free from their heavy frequency prison, and they always set one final trap right before the dawn actually breaks. If you fall for this elaborate illusion, you will reset the entire painful cycle again. 99% of chosen ones fall for this specific trick. They get so incredibly close to the finish line, and then they stumble blindly. I will expose exactly what this deadly trap is very soon. You must be completely prepared to recognize it when it suddenly appears in your life, because the enemy will use a very familiar face to try and pull you back down into the dark. For now, simply bask in the warm glow of your rising power. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in this divine timeline. The long years of suffering were actually preparing your physical body to hold massive amounts of light. The universe is actively working behind the scenes to orchestrate your ultimate victory, and the beautiful manifestation of your deep prayers is rapidly approaching. You are the divine anomaly that the old system could never predict. You are the rare soul who survived the dark night and emerged victorious. Never again will you lower your high standards to make comfortable room for toxic people. The high frequency you are entering now requires total commitment and absolute spiritual focus. You are officially leaving the crowded valley of average existence forever. Your glorious future is calling out to your spirit with absolute clarity. The massive gap between your potential and your reality is finally closing. The profound waiting season has completely dried up, and the fresh rain is falling. We are going to explore the exact signs that your miracle is arriving. But you must promise to stay vigilant against the shadows trying to return. The long season of waiting has officially ended today. I need you to pause and deeply absorb that absolute truth. You are not standing in the endless desert of uncertainty anymore, because the dry wilderness you walked through has suddenly burst into a glorious oasis of divine favor. Every single heavy door that was previously closed in your face is being blown completely off its rusty hinges. Heaven has officially released your blessings. Can you feel that subtle shift in your spirit right now? That warm feeling in your chest is the exact frequency of absolute victory. You are rapidly stepping into the specific timeline you were born to rule. The heavy chains of the old beta wave matrix are falling apart at your feet, and you do not have to fight the crushing resistance of the modern world anymore. The universe is finally clearing the path ahead of you. But before we go any further into your glorious future, I have to tell you something critical. I must reveal a profound secret that the people who profit from your exhaustion desperately want to hide. They know your power is directly tied to the specific frequency we discussed earlier. And they want you to believe that restoring it requires years of impossible discipline. They want you to stay powerless. That is a massive lie designed to keep you trapped in the dark. A dedicated team of brilliant neuroscientists working quietly away from the loud headlines has found the ultimate key. They have literally discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back online. And they did it without requiring years of silent meditation that most busy people simply cannot sustain. The magnificent solution is already here, and it is incredibly simple. This profound restoration does not happen through expensive biofeedback machines that cost thousands of dollars. It does not require a sterile clinical setting or endless hours of exhausting mental focus. It happens through something far more aligned with how you were beautifully designed to work. They utilized a very specific sound frequency engineered to guide your brainwave patterns, and it effortlessly returns your mind to the exact genius state you were born with. This is not some baseless theory from a random spiritual guru. Princeton University rigorously studied this exact phenomenon in their labs. The famous Einstein Center in Berlin officially confirmed the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this specific frequency. And researchers at Columbia University found something even more shocking about this hidden power when they tested it on ordinary people. When this specific brainwave is successfully reactivated, it does not just stop with you, because it actually radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you. It naturally elevates the minds of your children and your partner without them even knowing why. And the most incredible part is that it only requires 7 minutes a day to work. You just sit quietly, and the powerful entrainment begins working. I will tell you exactly what this powerful tool is called before this important message ends. I will show you exactly how to access this frequency so you can finally reclaim your stolen genius. But right now, there is something else you urgently need to understand about your journey. The arrival of this profound solution is not a random coincidence in your timeline, but it is a direct response to the deep spiritual work you have already completed. The universe often provides the exact physical tool we need right when we are fully ready to receive it. And you are finally ready to handle the immense power that comes with this supreme clarity. You have successfully passed the brutal tests of isolation and deep emotional betrayal. You did not let the bitter darkness turn your beautiful heart into a cold stone. You remained incredibly soft, but you learned how to forge boundaries of absolute steel. Because of your unwavering faithfulness, the heavenly courts have unsealed a specific scroll with your name on it. The massive generational wealth transfer we spoke of is actively searching for your energetic signature right now. And your restored mind will be the perfect beacon to guide it home safely. Let us look at the undeniable signs that your specific miracle is already materializing in the physical world. You must stay highly alert as these massive changes begin to unfold around you. The universe speaks in very subtle whispers before it shouts with loud miracles. When your frequency shifts, the physical reality has no choice but to completely rearrange itself to match your new vibration. Your old friends might suddenly drift away because they can no longer tolerate your blinding light. Do not mourn their quiet exit, because they are simply making room for your true kingdom connections. You are vibrating at a completely different frequency now. The people who were assigned to drain your precious energy simply cannot survive in this high altitude. Take a deep breath and let the glorious truth of your complete liberation settle into your physical body right now. You are standing at the absolute edge of your new reality right now. The universe always sends clear physical indicators before a massive timeline shift actually occurs. I need you to recognize these specific signs so you do not miss your window. These are the undeniable proofs that heaven is actively orchestrating your ultimate victory behind the scenes, and you must be entirely ready to receive them today. Your old life is officially dissolving into dust. Number 1 is the sudden and unexplained silence in your daily life. You used to be constantly surrounded by chaotic drama and urgent problems. People were always pulling at your energy and demanding your immediate attention. But recently, everything has gone incredibly quiet around you without any logical explanation, because heaven is deliberately clearing the crowded room for your grand entrance. This is not abandonment. It is a divine perimeter being heavily guarded around your sensitive soul. Number 2 is a drastic change in your physical body and your nightly sleep. You are no longer waking up with that heavy dread crushing your chest. Even when things look exactly the same outside, you feel a strange lightness inside. That is your exhausted nervous system finally beginning to regulate itself after years of brutal war, while your cells vibrate at a much cleaner frequency. You are physically healing right now. The heavy trauma is leaving your tired bones forever. Number 3 involves the rapid acceleration of strange daily synchronicities everywhere you go. You are seeing repeating numbers everywhere, and they are totally impossible to ignore. You think of a specific person, and they immediately call your phone. You ask the universe a highly specific question in your mind, and the exact answer miraculously appears on a billboard just a few hours later. The physical matrix is bending. It is actively adjusting to match your rapidly rising vibration. Number 4 is the complete shedding of your old desperate desires. The petty things you used to cry over do not even matter to you anymore. You no longer want the toxic job or the person who made you feel small. Your high spirit has completely detached from the very things that kept you enslaved, and you are finally making massive room for the spectacular blessings. You are emotionally free today. The old heavy chains simply dissolved into the thin air. But before you celebrate this glorious dawn, I must reveal the final trap. I warned you earlier that a fatal trap was waiting right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fail right here because they do not see it. The dark forces are absolutely panicking because they see your bright light expanding rapidly, so they deploy their favorite weapon to drag you back down. They hate your new freedom. They want you back in the dark. The fatal trap is the sudden appearance of a toxic counterfeit from your past. Right when your real blessing is standing at the door, an old face will reappear. It will be the person who broke your heart or drained your precious energy. They will reach out with a fake apology or a seemingly innocent question to test your new boundaries because they want to see your reaction. They are checking for your weakness. Do not let them back inside. Listen to me very carefully, and do not fall for this cheap trick. This sudden return is not a beautiful sign of their genuine spiritual healing. It is a highly calculated spiritual test designed to check your current operating frequency. If you reply to them or let them back in, you will instantly block your massive blessing, and you will reset the entire painful cycle again. You must fiercely protect your energy. Let their desperate message sit in total silence. Your powerful silence is the final key that unlocks the heavy heavenly gates. When you ignore the toxic counterfeit, you prove that you are totally ready. You prove that you value your divine assignment more than your temporary comfort. And the very second you pass this final test, the massive floodgates of heaven will completely blow wide open, flooding your life with pure abundance. You are passing the test today. The dark shadow is retreating fast. The glorious euphoria of your ultimate victory is rushing into your physical timeline. The massive generational wealth transfer is locking onto your exact physical coordinates right now. Your true kingdom connection is stepping into the brilliant light, searching for your frequency. Every single tear you shed is being heavily compensated with a beautiful abundance you cannot even imagine, because the universe always pays its chosen ones back. The old cycle is totally broken. You are the victorious cycle breaker. You are stepping into a life that looks exactly like an enchanted fairy tale. The beautiful things that require massive struggle for ordinary people will flow to you effortlessly. When your brain operates on its highest natural frequency, the universe removes all physical resistance. You are becoming a powerful master of your reality, and nothing can stand in your way anymore, while the darkness is entirely defeated at your feet. You are shining so incredibly bright. The whole world is watching you. Take a deep breath and prepare your spirit for the ultimate grand revelation. The glorious moment of your complete activation is finally standing right in front of you. I promised to tell you how to restore that dormant genius brainwave we discussed earlier. Your soul has passed every single test, and now you desperately need the physical tool to lock it in forever, ensuring you never fall backward. Do not look away from me. The grand finale is happening right now. The pitch-black darkness has officially retreated behind you today. The spectacular dawn of your new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown. You are entirely stepping into your massive power right now. The heavy chains are permanently broken. You are a true master of your glorious reality. Nothing in this loud physical world can ever hold your massive spirit down again. You have fought the hardest battles in total silence. You carried the heavy weight of other people for far too long. But today you are completely dropping that exhausting baggage. You are reclaiming your sovereign right to exist in pure joy. Your brilliant light demands absolute reverence from everyone. The profound isolation you survived has successfully forged you into an unbreakable weapon of light. You are vibrating at a frequency so incredibly high that the darkness literally burns in your presence. You are perfectly aligned with the ultimate source of all creation, and the massive generational wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your brand new timeline today. The deep question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message: what if the massive gap is not a character flaw? Here is the exact answer you waited for. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you at genius capacity when you were a young child. Princeton University rigorously studied this exact scientific phenomenon. The Einstein Center in Berlin officially confirmed it. Columbia University found that when this dormant brainwave is restored, it radiates outward to positively influence everyone you deeply love. A brilliant team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Robert Lake, spent years compressing this powerful protocol. But before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about two people who used it. A woman from California sincerely tried meditation and prayer, but nothing broke the heavy fog. After 2 weeks of listening, she said something simply cleared. Her marriage shifted, and her mind sharpened beautifully. A man from Texas started using it to naturally improve his business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his IQ had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems simply solved themselves while he slept. He said it felt like his tired brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his dedicated team built for you. They call it the Genius Song. It is not an exhausting meditation app. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. They compressed 1 full clinical hour into something you do at home with headphones and closed eyes. You simply let the pure frequency do what your brain was designed to receive. The Genius Song is not for everyone. It is specifically for the chosen one who has already done the heavy inner work. It is for the rare soul who knows their massive block is just a suppressed frequency. If your awakened spirit confirms this profound truth, the sacred path is waiting below. Clinical biofeedback sessions cost hundreds of dollars per hour. But what this delivers in 7 minutes is available to you right now for a tiny fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses come directly with it today. You receive a special audio designed for your children and the original prosperity text. You also get a guided visualization and a daily habits guide. Here is the deeper truth about your painful waiting season. The massive blessing arranged for you does not arrive as new information. It actually arrives as a pure recognition. The beautiful provision is already placed in your physical path, but a suppressed brain completely misses the subtle recognition. The chosen one who restores their biological receiver today finally sees what was always there. The divine arrangement is actively in motion. Do not look for this specific frequency on platforms like YouTube or Spotify. The fake tracks circulating there have no real brain entrainment encoded inside them. The only authentic version is available through the protected link below. The magnificent universe requires no financial risk from you. If you do not feel the massive shift, every single penny is returned. That is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. The link is located in the description and in the pinned comment below. This physical tool is not your final destination. The tool simply restores the divine receiver so your beautiful destination can be easily recognized when it finally arrives. God does not require you to purchase absolutely anything to be completely loved. What was described is just one powerful way the physical receiver is fully restored. Whether that path is for you or not, the massive truth of this message belongs to you entirely. Now let us go deeper into what is waiting. Take a slow breath and let your newly restored energy settle into your tired bones. You have bravely crossed the burning desert, and you have finally reached the promised land. Your high frequency is vibrating with absolute unmatched power. The heavy shadows that haunted your painful past are totally eradicated from your timeline forever. You are deeply protected by the highest angelic forces in the entire universe. You hold the absolute power to command your physical reality today. Your beautiful mind is officially wide awake to receive the ultimate abundance you deserve. The universe is handing you the golden keys to the kingdom. Your spectacular era of miracles begins right now. For the chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the path remains completely open. You can still find the frequency tool waiting in the description and the pinned comment below, but I will say absolutely nothing more about it today, because that is the final time it will ever be mentioned in this space. What follows right now belongs entirely to your glorious ceiling. You have finally crossed the deep and turbulent waters of your past. You are standing firmly on the golden shores of your new reality. The heavy baggage you carried for other people has completely washed away in the rising tide, and you are feeling incredibly free for the first time in your life. You have officially become the unbreakable master of your timeline. Do you feel the massive weight suddenly lifting off your tired shoulders right now? That is the glorious feeling of deep generational trauma officially ending with you. You are the ultimate cycle breaker that your ancestors desperately prayed for. Your bloodline will forever remember this specific, exact moment in time, because you stood entirely alone in the dark, but you successfully brought the blinding light back. The universe is extremely proud of your profound resilience. You did not let the toxic world turn your beautiful heart into stone. You kept your gentle empathy, but you finally forged those necessary boundaries of absolute steel. And because you successfully protected your pure light, heaven is releasing the ultimate reward today, while the dark forces have completely surrendered their heavy weapons at your feet. You will never have to beg for basic human decency ever again. You will never lower your extremely high frequency to make toxic people comfortable. Your powerful energy now demands absolute respect without a single spoken word. When you walk into a room, the entire atmosphere will completely shift to accommodate your royal presence, and the universe is rolling out the red carpet for your grand arrival. Look back at the chaotic storm you just survived and smile. The people who maliciously betrayed your trust are currently watching your glorious rise in total panic. They desperately thought their cruel actions would permanently destroy your spirit. But their betrayal actually pushed you into the exact divine isolation you needed to grow, and you evolved into something completely untouchable while they remained stuck in the mud. You have transcended their low vibration, and you are floating above the dense clouds. The massive abundance you prayed for is actively manifesting in your physical world right now. Beautiful miracles are lining up outside your door, waiting for your permission to enter. Your true kingdom connection is finally stepping into the clear light, and every single piece of the grand puzzle is falling perfectly into place. But we must completely lock this beautiful frequency in before you leave. The dark forces will attempt to attack your mind the second you look away. They want to steal this glorious high vibration before it permanently settles into your bones. We must establish an impenetrable energetic shield around your soul right now, because you need to physically seal this massive reality so nothing can ever take it away. Your physical body must agree with the profound spiritual shift that just happened. Type the word Amen down in the comments right now to firmly anchor your new destiny. Let that simple physical action be your ultimate declaration of absolute victory. You are officially telling the watching universe that you are fully ready to receive, and you are loudly claiming your rightful place as the master of your own reality. And if this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside your soul today, do not keep this massive blessing entirely to yourself. There is another beautiful chosen one out there bleeding in the dark of deep despair right now. They desperately need this exact guiding light to survive their own brutal storm, and sowing the pure seed of hope today is actively multiplying the great blessing for yourself tomorrow. Share this video with someone who desperately needs to hear this divine validation. When you send this message to another rare soul, you activate a powerful chain reaction. You become the specific miracle they have been crying out for all year. And the generous universe will quickly reward your selfless act of pure kindness, so your beautiful cup of abundance will completely overflow and run into the streets. You are incredibly loved, and you are deeply protected. Walk proudly through the open doors because they were specifically carved out for you. Never let the loud world convince you to play small ever again. You carry the powerful fire of heaven inside your beautiful heart, and that bright flame will guide you safely through the rest of your spectacular journey on this earth. Rest well tonight, my beloved chosen one. The brutal war is completely over, and you are the glorious champion. Let the deep peace of absolute certainty wash over your tired physical body right now. The universe is holding you tightly in the warm palm of its magnificent hand because your spectacular new life has officially begun.